Hey, Bethel Baptist, this is Jason. I wanted to go over with you something that I'm probably not going to cover much tomorrow. I started to cover it a little bit at the very end last time, and it's something that I just didn't want to skirt over, but at the same time, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on it tomorrow. It's why we still don't share evangelism, and I think it's something to be introspective about and considered about. The author lists 4 questions that we can ask to identify idols in our hearts that might be keeping us from doing evangelism. So let me go over those questions, and then I would love to hear any feedback. But one of them is, what do I daydream about? What occupies my mind space? What are my future aspirations? Sometimes it's no big deal. We're preoccupied either with our job or the work in front of us, something that is taking our attention, but it takes our affections, our hearts, our minds, anything like that. We might want to consider if it's been a really, really long time since we've even considered sharing the gospel with someone. Where are our affections? Where are our time? What are we considering? I know that when I'm really passionate about something, I evangelize that thing more than anything else. And what I mean by that is, if I get a new car, something that I like, which I don't hardly ever do, but if I get something new that I like, a new toy, a new this or that, I will tell people about it and tell people about it and tell people about it. But when that thing gets old and I'm not really paying attention to it anymore, I don't tell people about it. I've got other things that occupy my mind space. But that's one of the things where we need to really evaluate our current relationship with Jesus Christ. Is that the most vibrant thing in our life? Is that what's really going on? Are we really grounded in that? Is that who our identity is? And then the next question is, let me find here. What do I have nightmares about? What am I afraid of? Do I spend a whole lot of time afraid and spending lots of time on the thing that I fear? Financial security, health, all of those things. Am I so preoccupied with that I can't tell someone about the hope that I have within me? Am I so preoccupied with my suffering and my dilemma and my trauma that I can't share the gospel with someone? Am I resting in who Christ is and that I have eternity with him? Am I able to share the gospel with someone out of my satisfaction in who Christ is? Or am I so preoccupied with my personal things, the things that I'm fearing and I'm afraid of, that I have no room to share the gospel? Now, the third question is, what do I pray about? Is there something I want more than God wants for me? Is there something that I'm putting before God that he's not answering my prayer, and until he answers that prayer, I'm not going to share the good news? In other words, if I've got a relationship conflict and it's not getting resolved in the way that I think, in the timely fashion, am I on hold to share the good news of the gospel until my life is perfect? So I'm praying about it and I'm praying about it, but God doesn't appear to answer in that particular thing, in the way that I think, and so is everything else on hold? And lastly, what do we feel the need to have established before we can start serving God to the fullest? Is there some goal or accomplishment that we need to have that needs to be done first, that we think, well, maybe when I finally get this, or I finally arrive here, or I finally get this achieved, or if I study enough books, or if I really understand or grasp the book of Matthew, then I'll finally share the good news. Is there something that you think needs to be established? All of these can be idols in the heart. Let me read just a real quick excerpt and then I'll finish. This is from page 45 in the book. It says, "But unless I have identified and uprooted the idols of my heart, I still won't actually get across the pain line and tell people about Jesus, and neither will you. For years, I thought the reason that I hadn't spoke to my grandmother was a lack of love. It was, but I had no idea that the idol of family approval drove back that lack of love. To see this idol for the first time was sobering and shaming, but it also meant that I could move forward. So I want to challenge you to consider these things and to pray about them and to see if there's any idols that are keeping you from sharing the good news of Jesus Christ with every person that you meet, right? I thank you for listening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Talk to you later.